Detained Scribe released by Wise and Just Inquisitor, April 27th, by Morrow. After spending a long weekend in a warm hut in the delightful company of several White Mantle Knights who spoke tirelessly and at great length about their faith in the Unseen Ones, this humble scribe was permitted to travel freely once again. In her great wisdom, Inquisitor Lovisa of the White Mantle saw fit to release me after determining that my valid wartime travel permit had indeed been confiscated by an overly enthusiastic peacekeeper. We all had a great laugh about the misunderstanding, and after providing them with my assurances of loyalty to the one true government of Kryta, I was sent on my way, but not before repeatedly promising that I would stay out of trouble and conduct myself in a decent manner. Skeptical readers may rest assured that I am writing these words of my own free will, without coercion. It felt good to be able to stretch my old legs and breathe fresh air once more, thanks to the graciousness of the White Mantle. May 3rd. Loyalty of Ascalonian settlers in doubt, says Mantle, by Morrow. Settlers of Ascalonian descent in North Kryta province have good cause to be concerned lately. Recent high-ranking White Mantle officials have implied that the Ascalonians are not entirely loyal to Kryta. Inquisitor Lashona has repeatedly made public statements calling into question the character and motives of the Ascalonians in Kryta. If they wish to be counted as true Krytans, these Ascalonians must adapt to our culture, Lashona said. The Ascalonian settlers in North Kryta province arrived in this land as refugees, fleeing the war with the Char that had devastated their own lands. In the years since they have arrived, the Ascalonians have established homesteads and businesses in their new land, but many have chosen to remain separate from Krytan culture. We have retained our culture, tradition and beliefs in this new land, said an Ascalonian settler who asked not to be identified. Perhaps this was a mistake, because our Ascalonian heritage now makes us the target of bigotry and harassment. The White Mantle's message to the Ascalonians within Kryta seems clear. Assimilate or face consequences. By openly proclaiming their belief in the Unseen Ones and their loyalty to the White Mantle, these immigrants would disprove any and all suspicion towards them, Lashona said. You know, I had all day off work today to get around to doing this, and yeah, I'm still only doing it at 7 at night. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. I'm so lazy. Hopefully we're going to get another encounter here. As I show you more of these, the chances of me getting a repeat one just are growing and growing and growing, so who knows how many zones it will take me to actually get this next one. I think there's only 2 we haven't seen here now. He says concentrate on your target, focus on its movements. Pretty sure we've already seen this one. So I will cut it. Your first shots must down your foe, for once the element of surprise is lost. Yeah, we definitely heard this before. I'll cut it until we've got a new one here, so I'll see you guys in a sec. Yes, I think this might be a new one. Thank God, so much zoning. Langmar stood here. She says, what's your impression of the recruits to Thackeray? He says, they're green, but they will fight well and they won't break. Wait, have we heard this before? I don't think we have. I hope to God we haven't. What makes you so sure, she says. Like, literally, I just get, it feels so much like the Norn tournament, I swear to God. They're defending their homes. Would you give any less for Ascalon? I recognise this, but it may just be because I've read it from the wiki a bunch of times. In any case, it's not too long, so if it is a repeat one, then, whatever, we'll just try it again tomorrow. Is that it? I think that is it. Would you give any less for Ascalon, Langmar? And then she just sits there thinking, you would, wouldn't you? So there we go. Yeah, that's that next one. I think we've seen that one before, maybe. If not, there you go, there's a new one. I think there's one more left at the camp. There's also some other new ones as well, which we can start having a look at. Back at the Lion's Arch Keep with these 3 old men. The encounters that these guys chat about are literally called Old Men Rambling. How hilarious is that? And there's quite a few. So we've seen one where they were talking about a bear that was actually probably just a sack of, what was he talking about? Turnips, maybe? We've got that. There'll probably be some more ones as well. And obviously, today we're going to be killing another Inquisitor for one of the main wanted quests. So as we come in here to get the bounty, I figure, hey, what the hell? Let's come up and speak to these guys as well. There's actually a Morrow article that talks about the bounties, which when I was originally thinking of doing this series, I wanted to have the Morrow article sort of read out loud when the wanted post appears, but there's just so many Morrow articles for such short part in the storyline, it's ridiculous. It just wouldn't have happened. Anyway, here's the 3 guys. They say, the story goes that a Char pounced, oh, this one's amazing, pounced on the captain and clawed out her eye while she gutted him from the underneath. So this is about, if you remember, Langmar, she's only got one eye, right? She's a bit like Zoe in that regard, and I think it's the same eye that they're missing as well. And Joris says, I heard that a mesmer in the lieutenant's unit created an illusion to escape the Char so powerful that it blinded her permanently. in that one eye. Oh yeah, when I was in the military, I lost all 3 eyes. Really? What are you talking about? In an assault near Divinity Coast. So that will have been the Guild Wars he's talking about there. 3 eyes! Have you looked in the mirror, boy? Boy. I guess that's kind of like talking down to him as well, because they're all old men. I bet they resent being called boys. Ha! Yeah, you only have 2, says Antwin. This guy's seriously called Garden? No, Carden, I see. He says, that's because the Light of Dwayne only gave me back 2 of them. Light of Dwayne, in case you guys don't know, it's a resurrection spell. I think it was there in Prophecies, almost 100% sure it was there in Prophecies, but it's a crap spell. It's an AoE res that costs 25 energy and takes 4 seconds to cast. It's got an okay recharge, but it's just terribly bad. It's not with any attributes, so you can't make it any stronger, and I think it only brings people back with like 25% health and 0 energy. It's pretty terrible, especially compared to things like We Shall Return, which actually I think I can demonstrate here. Does Hader have We Shall Return? I think she does. Yeah, here. So look, like now you've got scales like this. Yeah, it's 25 seconds, but this is instant activate, gives them half health, fair amount of energy. You know, it's just far superior, and there are a lot of spells like this in the game now. Like by Ural's Hammer is very similar as well. But there we go, so that's those guys. They'll keep having little conversations. Remind me to come back to them every now and then. I don't want every single video I do to be bogged down sort of with intros of all these random events that we can see. There's not that many left now, I suppose. There's a good 5 episodes or so. But we've got like 4 or 5 long missions coming after we've killed these 3 guys. So let's get on with it, shall we? There's another guy here, Calamicious. We never killed Joel last time, but we'll check out what Calamicious is. Calamicious is not satisfied with simply terrorizing those in the mortal realm. He insists on binding the spirits of his victims to his evil will. Kill Calamicious in the Watchtower Coast and liberate his spectral slaves, allowing them to pass on to the underworld. Queen Salma will pay bounty to those with enough valor and skill to perform this noble deed. I'll do whatever I can to help restore order to Kryta. No, I won't. I'm going to ignore that. Instead, today we're going to be going for Lashona. So Lashona, we heard about both Lavisa and Lashona today in the Morrow articles, but Lashona's the one I want to do. The other, obviously, article we heard about was the Ascalon settlement, and I did that on purpose. So Inquisitor Lashona is wanted for crimes against the Krytan people and the flagrant abuse of his authority. Lashona was last seen in North Kryta province. Eliminate this menace and claim your bounty from Queen Salma. I'll do whatever I can. Brilliant. Okay, so let's go out. So we're going to go to the Ascalon settlement. What way do I want to go? Should we go from the Delesio Seaboard, just because we've like literally not zoned in from here for ages? I remember when we were doing prophecies, I remember so clearly speaking to this guy. I can't remember what was the dialogue. He says something here that's like ridiculously important for the story, but this is like the only time you hear about it. I think, yeah, the Scepter of Ore. This is the first time we ever hear about the Scepter of Ore right here. This is like your explanation for it outside of what you see in that cutscene with Hablion at the end of the Gates of Kryta mission. It's just ridiculous, and where you see them grab it and run off. Recently, a group of White Mantle scholars uncovered what they believe to be the Scepter of Ore, a powerful artifact once possessed by King Reza, the last king of Ore, and of course his advisor, the advisor to Ore, Vizier Kilbron, who was turned into an undead lich after the explosion at Ore. Actually, that was something I was talking about in the dungeon series today. I was talking about how we've got Vizier Kilbron, right? You had the lost scrolls from Ore that were deep underneath Ore with Zaitan. It's the opinion of a lot of people that those scrolls that he read to cause the cataclysm which blew up all of Ore were in some way they're described as dark magic from like a time long past or something. It basically sounds like the magic that blew up Ore was Zaitan's magic himself, and indeed obviously Zaitan re-raises the whole bloody continent, so who's to say he couldn't have been the one to take it down, even if it was in an indirect way. But the point is that Vizier Kilbron was just an advisor to the King of Ore at that point. Ugh, I am sick of my door going off. What is this, like 3 videos in a row now? Yeah, so basically the Vizier, just the advisor to the King of Ore, got caught up in the explosion. Most people there at Ore died. However, he was transformed into the undead lich, right? He became a lich. Now, in the dungeon series, you'll see that we do a dungeon that should be going up like sometime next week, around Christmas. We do a dungeon where the boss at the end is also a lich. And that lich happens to be using the same kinds of spells that Palawa Joko also uses, who is also a lich. And basically there's some nice ideas going around that all these liches are somehow connected to Zaitan. They're all basically from Zaitan's power, which would be very interesting because obviously in Guild Wars 2 Palawa Joko is fighting Zaitan, and it's an amazing thought for me that Joko could essentially be just like Glint. He's just like rebelling against his dragon, and now they're like fighting it out. Because don't forget, they're very vague and mysterious about Palawa Joko and where he came from, and they never explain it. He's just like this undying guy from a time long since past. They don't explain any of his backstory, and I'm pretty sure, the more I think about it, I'm more sure that Palawa Joker is going to be revealed to be something like that, and indeed the Vizier as well, because don't forget, after he became the Lich, then he gained control of, like, moving the undead around and stuff. The undead here in Kryta aren't a direct result of the Scepter of Ore being here. It's just that the Vizier wanted the Scepter of Ore to get the Titans, and he just so happened to be able to command all the undead in that way, which is really quite cool. So, let's keep moving up to the Ascalon settlement. I'm not even sure if this is the fastest way to get here, really, to be honest. I'm pretty sure we've got to go that way. So should I take a right or a left? I'm not sure. Let's just skip past the Tengu. I like how basically by this quest we're going to be coming up to here is going to talk about like a lot of stuff that happened in prophecies, and it will basically, essentially, you'll see that the White Mantle are trying to pin everything that happened against Kryta on the people of the Ascalonian settlement, which is really cool, and it's just going to feel awesome when we get to this quest text, because in reality it was just Peter Redhill, because I soloed the whole game that was responsible for that, which is going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to quickly speed up this walk here until we get there. It just occurred to me that this video might be a little bit shorter than the others, because obviously we haven't got a crap load of events to do first, but you know, this shouldn't be too bad. Okay, guys, we're home. Oh, and here we go. Here's the dialogue. I'm pretty sure they're... Where are they talking? Will they be talking up to Captain Greywind? Lashona's here. Oh, yeah, they're up here. He says, in the name of the White Mantle, everyone in this settlement is now under arrest. We've done nothing to deserve this, says Greywind. We've lived in peace with the Krytans for years. I love Greywind. He's like the last Ascalonian that really became someone. You know, there were so many characters we met in different outposts and stuff, and he was the one that kind of led these people to safety. He says, have you forgotten so soon? Your own Justicia Hablion granted us this land. And Lashona says, I think it's you who is forgetting. Your countrymen gained his trust through lies and deceit, and were even welcomed as Knights of the White Mantle, only to cut down our dear Hablion in cold blood, and murder the benevolent Confessor Dorian and his High Council. You Ascalonians have brought your own twisted sense of peace to our land, and I assure you that we will hold you accountable for those villainous acts. Peace! Ha! What a travesty. See, he's talking about stuff that happened 8 years ago, and this is the stuff, like, this is all me. It was all me that did it. Hablion was a really tough fuck to kill as well on that bloodstone. That took me like an hour to kill him. Commander, place these filthy refugees under arrest. My pleasure, says the zealot. Listen up, you Ascalonian trash. Drop your weapons and come with us now. Oh, he's talking to us, I think. Yeah, well, I have a big golem with me and, you know, a few pretty powerful people. Your fight is with us. Leave these people in peace. Yeah, your fight's with me in particular, actually. These guys didn't do anything. You are all hereby sentenced to death for the crime of high treason. Men, leave no one alive. Well, bring it on. Okay, so for this quest, my only advice for this quest would be that you can just focus down Lashona as quickly as you possibly want. You don't have to kill his cronies. As soon as he's dead, you can zone off, you can bugger off. It doesn't matter at all. In fact, I kind of want to fight these guys because they're really wrecking into the settlers. No, they're killing settlers! These settlers die all the time! Oh, they died often with the bloody Titans, and now you guys as well. Oh, there's so many. And as we'll see in War and Kryta, this isn't... I mentioned earlier in the Let's Play that there was stuff going on here in War and Kryta. This isn't even the half of it. This is just a paranoid wanker Inquisitor that's just really, really doesn't like people from other nations. This is fine. This really isn't too bad. But there we go. Oh, Lashona, you're still up. I thought I killed you. Down you go, you bastard. He's not too hard. He doesn't have any interesting skills. He's not like Bauer in that regard. He just goes down. Doesn't really drop any greens or anything. None of these guys do. Oh, shit. There's a load more. Oh, no way. I didn't realise that they... See, this is kind of weird. I think that ArenaNet should have at least designed the quest so that you have to kill them all. If they went to the extent of placing White Mantle scouts and stuff all over the whole settlement and then said, oh, hey, but you're going to be stood right next to Lashona anyway, so as soon as you kill him, you can zone out. That kind of sucks. It should really be kill everyone, don't you think? But anyway, yeah, this is this quest, and this is going to be this video as well, guys. I don't want to do more than one. See, I would be inclined to. It's not that I'm being lazy or anything. It's just that then we're going to have such a backlog of Murrow articles. Like, I had no idea there were going to be so many Murrow articles, I swear to God. But there we go. Yeah, there's also this group of peacekeepers over here. I believe if you start War in Kryta, the quest where you've got the Titans to fight, if you remember that at the end of Prophecies, you can start the War in Kryta to do that, and then you can actually have these peacekeepers over here. They'll be here during the attack, and you can lure them together. And obviously the Titans hate everything. It's a complete paradox as far as the story is concerned. I'll grant you that. But you can actually have both of them in the instance at the same moment. Oh, there's a boss here as well. Lev the Condemned. Oh shit! Somebody save me while I knock him down, please. You don't have to fight these guys. But yeah, they'll fight, and obviously they're quite powerful, as most white mantle are. And what will happen is they will fight out. They'll essentially help you with the Titans. They're not strong enough to take out the Titans, which is quite cool. But they will certainly help you quite a lot. But there you go. I'll kill these guys. Because you never know, we might get a green, as I said earlier on. And I've had a couple of people asking in the comments. Yeah, it is true. You can get greens from pretty much anything in the Warring Kryta. You'll get mini pets and stuff like that. And there's all kinds of cool, unique weapons and things that you can get. So do feel free to take your time with it. Because it was so interesting. Because they brought out the updates quite slowly. They gave these things very rare, very, very low chances to drop these items. And of course, at the time of the release, every single man and his dog was playing the Warring Kryta. So a lot of them were dropping anyway. However, now you just get the odd person coming through the game. I mean, a lot of people who don't even look at guides on Hall of Monuments and stuff, like new players playing just for Guild Wars 2 rewards, which is what I'm sure a lot of you watching this might be. They're, you know, half of them aren't even going to come to Warring Kryta. You don't get that many people playing through this content anymore, and as a result, these items are quite rare. They're by no means going to be expensive as a result, because a lot of them, they're not like 100% required for the Hall of Monuments or anything like that. You know, you could get any other green mini pet, is what I'm saying. But still, they can be quite rare, quite cool drops, so don't rush through it too quickly would be my advice, because you never know what you might find if you take your time. Having said that, like, I really took my time. I was there when the content first came out, and I got nothing, so you're very lucky if you have got something. Right, so back to Lion's Arch. I think we've got some more war supplies, haven't we? We should, now that we've completed a couple of these bounties. So what I might do is trade for one of those gifts as well, just so that we can see what the gifts are like. I'm not sure how I'll do it. Hopefully, if you guys have got any Warring Kryta gifts, actually, do feel free to drop me a personal message or leave a comment on YouTube, because I will buy them off of you. I'll buy as many as possible off of you. So when we complete Warring Kryta, I can just open a crap load of them and we can see what we get, which might be quite fun. I've got to stop doing that. I keep forgetting that you're not supposed to go over there. So we'll come speak to Salma. Pretty sure she has the exact same reward dialogue again. But who cares, really? Yeah, thank you, Peter Redhill. Your efforts bring us one step closer to a unified nation. Thank you very much. So there we go. Let's get a gift then, shall we? Royal gifts. Here we go. So you can get Medal of Honor, like I said, which you could save up, and then you can get some cool items which are dedicatable in your Hall of Monuments, and indeed you will need for 50-50 in your Hall of Monuments if that's what you're going for. Or you can just get royal gifts in the meantime. So let's grab, I don't know, 2 of them and see what we get. I'll get crap all out of them, you watch. So there we go, there's one. Oh, look, and check it out, we got a Medal of Honor straight out of it. So it's a gamble, you might be okay. So there you go, that's our first Medal of Honor. And the second one gave us a Shining Blade Warhorn. Also, yeah, so there you go. This is finally, it has been revealed, the great mystery of the Let's Play. No, back in Prophecies, I used Shining Blade Warhorns to help me get through the storyline in solo. And this was, and plus they were quite lore friendly as well. I reckon these items should be available somehow once you reach the Maguma Jungle in Prophecies. In fact, you know what? They could do everyone a favour and add a new quest, repeatable quest at the Henge of Denravi, that the reward is Shining Blade Warhorns. Hey, then you might actually see people going back to the Henge of Denravi. Who knows? But yeah, I think that should have been available at the Maguma Jungle. They're a very cool summon. It's the only summon that gives you more than one ally. You can see we've got all these stones around here. I should probably just start using these. There you go, you've got Raptor. We'll just start spamming those in the next few episodes. So there you go, guys. We'll get more gifts as we go through, I suppose. If you've got any to sell to me, then please feel free to do it. Or if you sell me some Medals of Honor, I suppose, then I can just spend all of my war supplies on gifts instead. I don't know. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit shorter, but I will see you next time. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.